understand the real truths about life is very important, because I think some time ago I come across an article. They said that if you want to hide the truth to a black man, put it in a book.
Yes, I think
they find it difficult to read.
Yes, I came across.
So most of the times we feel like all these things are difficult, all these things are hard to manage, simply because we don't read. But by the time you read,
Hi guys, welcome to Tech Library Hub Empowerment Initiative. My name is Mark. So today I have someone very interesting that will be asking some questions about a very interesting topic, which is called anger management. So I have Mr. Osai here. Mr. Osai, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, it's a pleasure to have you here today. And for those some of you just joining us, if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button and turn on your notification. So yes, I've been able to cook up a lot of questions based on things that have been happening on social media and around about this thing called anger and why it needs to be talked about. So sir, my first question now is please, what do you understand by anger? Like, what do you understand by the word anger?
Well, anger is emotion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an emotional state. For instance, maybe they called you on phone now and made you to understand that your dad is normal, or your relative is normal. You activate a kind of unhappy mood. Yeah, and that is emotion. Definitely your emotion becomes so bad in the sense that it cannot be an unhappy emotion again. Even someone trying to discuss with you, talk to you, you feel like, man, I'm disturbed, I'm worried. They just got the bad news and things like that. So that's how all those things goes about. So anger is emotional, is an emotional state. Yeah, it's an emotional state, and it can be triggered by certain circumstances.
Okay.
For instance, somebody speak to you in a language you didn't like. It can make you angry. With immediate effects, you get angry, and that is what we are talking about. So if you are not much emotionally intelligent, you may try to retaliate. You may try to respond in line with the anger maybe the person has activated you into this time around. So but if you are emotionally intelligent, you have to try as much as possible know how the modus operandi of emotional intelligence works, by looking at the factors of maybe being aware, identifying that you are indeed angry, understanding the whole scenario, making managing the situation this time around now, and making a decision. So that's one of the most important will I say in fact, that's why it's necessary for us to uphold emotional intelligence. It will help us to avoid like this anger, something you've talked about. Are you aware that somebody can make me angry now and I refuse to be angry?
Wow.
Yeah, it's possible.
That takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah, good. That is why we try to let people know about emotional intelligence, because when you are aware of emotional intelligence, when someone gets you angry, it can still avert the anger. Because he asked me a question about anger, but I'm trying to tell you how all these things works. But some other person within the context will tell you, if it is me, I will not take this. Honestly, I will not. So these are the things that makes you guys different from each other. The other person doesn't know much about emotional intelligence, and that was why we are discussing that in a house or in a family thereabout, you see husband and wife fighting. It's because of lack of emotional intelligence. The woman feels like it's my right, and the man feels like, oh, you are supposed to do this. It's also my right. Don't need to give me excuse for this. Fight starts. But we are saying that your ability to understand your own emotion, recognize your own emotion, as well as the same way you are understanding other people's emotion, managing their emotion, influencing their emotions, will make the whole situation look as if nothing happened. I don't know if you get what I'm saying now, but this is supposed to be a kind of situation that will cause quarrel, that will cause so many things. But because we are aware of modus operandi of emotional intelligence, how it works, it now makes the whole situation look simple. And that's why some other times you now see that the same situation, in another place, people are fighting based on that very particular situation now.
Oh.
But in your own case, it looks as if it's simple. So emotional intelligence helps you on this.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful question.
Yeah.
Something that's been bothering me for a while, like we tech diplomats, we at Tech Library Hub Empowerment Initiative. One of the things we are into is to see how we can seek knowledge from the right platform, books and all of that, and to see how we can instill skills and discipline into our diplomats. So one thing I want to know is talking about this anger management. Now, is it? Please, can you help us highlight some of those triggers, some of those things that can trigger anger in someone, so you can see how we can avoid? Because recently I came across something in a book about the fact that stress can induce anger. So can you help us with those will I say those stress factors, or will I say those factors that can bring out anger from someone? Like, can you just help us list some of them out?
Yeah, thank you. You see, a lot of factors, they are responsible for someone being angry. A lot of things can make you angry, depending on the, will I say, in the environment. Let me put it that way. Because, for instance, now, if you are in a house, the anger might result from the fact that you are in the house. If you are in the market also, an anger can also come from there. And this anger could be the way somebody may have talked to you, behaved to you, responded to you, and so many things like that. It will trigger the anger. So when you are trying to identify all these, it just depends on the environment you are for the meantime.
So you're saying number one factor that can induce anger is the environment to find ourselves.
Yes, environment to find yourself matters a lot, because most other times you see that, okay, for instance, you're not in the house.
Okay.
You went out.
Okay.
You saw something kind of, and that very thing, you looked at it, you feel like, why must this? Why is this policeman beating this young lady? What, you know, that kind of a thing. You may get angry. You see how the thing goes. You feel so bad that an officer is doing this to a young lady. What is really the problem? What is even happening in this very country? So that's how this thing goes. Most times it could be maybe that's when you talk about the five sensory organs.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be what you heard.
Yeah, okay.
Most times it could be on social media, what you read about. Some news, some bad news. You see a dad, you know, sleeping with a daughter. Man, you got pissed off. Oh, it might even change your emotion. And most times that is now where we need to be more emotionally intelligent, because what you read up from the social media or what you must have seen elsewhere can spoil your mood all through the whole day.
So what you are saying now is it's very important for us to pay attention to what we allow into our
very
mind.
imperative.
Wow.
Like some other times somebody can say, oh man, this thing I'm touching is irritating me. I don't like this thing that is irritating my body. Oh, this is this cream, or is this paint, or is this very particular thing.
Okay.
So when you make awareness, when you identify, when you understand, the next time you will know that this thing normally have a kind of a reaction on your body. So that's how the thing goes.
Okay.
Even most times it could be through a sense of smell.
Okay.
You might feel like, oh more, hi, where is this thing coming from? Oh, I don't like the smell of it. Gets your emotion. You react, react negatively.
Wow.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So being angry determines the environment you are at that point in time.
Okay. So, like you said what we allow into our mind will determine how we react to things around us.
Exactly.
So, we at Tech Library Hub Empowerment Initiative, one of the things we are known for is the fact that we like to consume content that will help our mind to grow. So, can you say this is the right practice in trying to solve anger management? That is, instead of us being limited by our environment, like you mentioned, we should just pay attention into reading content from different books, from different authors that have managed their own anger stress. Do you think it's something that we should encourage?
It really makes sense. We should encourage that. Okay. We should encourage that, yes, because today we are learning from Daniel Coleman, because he tries to let us understand how emotions are being managed. And today he is giving us the principles that has to do with emotional intelligence on how to manage all these things. Okay, had it been Daniel Coleman did not put up a book today, we are reading, to understand, to observe, to know how this emotion works and how to manage emotion and how to apply intelligence to emotion, then it would have been a lot of problem.
Yeah.
So it's very, very nice. It's very, very good. It's very, very encouraging. Just like Diplomats Center today, you know, offering books for people to read and understand the real truths about life is very important, because I think some time ago I come across an article. They said that if you want to hide the truth to a black man, put it in a book.
Yes, I think
they find it difficult to read.
Yes, I came across.
So most of the times we feel like all these things are difficult, all these things are hard to manage, simply because we don't read. But by the time you read, but by the time you apply most of these principles, you understand that all these things are manageable. They are something you can control. They are something that has a way out. As some people may have committed suicide in the past.
Yes.
Simply because of one negative emotion or the other.
That triggered the anger. Okay. So, sir, I love the way this conversation is going. But for us to understand this better, I don't know, can you reflect on, or can you share your personal experience of what anger, like one important thing you missed because of the fact that maybe you showed anger, like you displayed anger? Can you tell us one thing that you've missed, or can you just give us a real scenario on how anger impacted your decisions, or like just give us something?
Yeah. One thing is very clear here, because when you understand emotional intelligence, it works like magic.
Okay.
If I should tell someone that I don't get angry, somebody might like, are you serious? Or are you kidding me? So
it's okay for us as humans to get angry sometimes.
It's okay. You get angry.
How we react.
Yes, and every time in a life setting, you have a lot of things to make you angry. A lot of things are there to make you angry. Okay, so whatever you have not eaten, you can be angry.
Yes, it's true. So let's even the fact that you mentioned hunger as a trigger that can cause hunger.
Yes.
According to one saying, they say that someone that is hungry, a hungry man is an angry man.
Exactly.
So, sir, can you help us with how you manage? Well, let's say you were angry. What are those things that you can do to help you, like, to just succumb, like, not give in to that anger?
You know, all these things are when you understand principles, how all these things works.
So, is there any book exactly you've been reading? Because
I've also read Bradbury. He's talking about emotional intelligence.
What? I didn't get that.
Bradbury.
Okay, the name is an
yes,
author.
He wrote a book again, calling it emotional intelligence, just like the way that Coleman wrote again.
Okay.
So I try to come across all these books, and I know that what they are saying, they are workable principles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What they are saying is quite practical and insightful. So that's why we encourage people to read. But if you cannot read, you can come to life like this. Try to educate people.
Okay.
Try to tell them that you can manage your emotion. Yeah, it's just for you to be aware. Just for you to try as much as possible to identify, understand, manage, and make a decision.
Okay.
Then you get the whole thing arrested.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So I have one question. A lot of things are happening these days, and concerning this anger management of a sin.
Yeah.
A lot of persons do go to different churches for prayers.
Okay.
So I want to know, between going to different churches for prayer, for men of God to lay hands on us, for us to get delivered, and reading books, which one do you think has a positive effect on changing the way we react to things, like on the anger management of the thing?
Well, you know,
between the two of them.
You know, one thing is that I'm sorry to say this, we are blacks.
Yes.
And we have a lot of issues.
Okay.
Because if I should tell you that there's no miracle anywhere, some people may say that I'm not saying the right thing. But indeed, if you look at it critically, the way it should be, you understand it. Do you know why I say so?
No.
Now, God puts a lot of mineral resources into various countries of the world. No country that will say that they don't have mineral resources. Do you know why God put it? He put it that you will tap into the mineral, process the mineral, make your money, live a good life, make here heaven on earth. But it's quite ironical that at the end of the day, you see somebody abandoning such huge mineral resources deposited by God for him to make use of, and he's in abject poverty. And at the end of the day, you see him in the church clapping hand and talking about miracle. This is ignorance at the highest order.
Okay, so I'm not really getting this part.
No. Let me break it down to you.
Okay,
You
like
ask a question.
I'm trying to know if maybe going to churches.
No, you ask a question.
Between going to churches
Okay.
and then maybe reading books, which one do you think is more effective in solving anger, like in anger management? Like, do you think we should go to pastors for them to lay hands?
Okay. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
You know, God exists.
Yes.
And I'm not saying the fact that God doesn't exist.
Okay.
And for you to acknowledge God is the beginning of wisdom. Even this emotional intelligence we are talking about, even this emotion we are talking about, God is number one. And he is at the center of this very emotion and emotional intelligence. In other words, when you do things in life, when you ask for grace, when you ask for mercy of God, everything works for you because of that belief. In other words, you should also pray to God and you should also read book. But by the time you read book and pray to God, you see that the two, they work in harmony. I don't forget what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not saying that you should leave God outrightly, but I'm saying that pray to God and do the right thing. I don't know if you're getting the logic.
Okay. So what do you mean by doing the right thing? Do you mean reading books?
Yes, reading books.
Okay.
And I now cited another example. Let me bring it back again.
Okay.
I was not telling you about mineral resources God deposited.
Yes.
Pray to God and they tap into those mineral resources and unlock a lot of potential.
So the mineral resources you are making reference to are the books, the content in
is even the resources.
Okay.
Book is the resources.
I get the point.
That is where you now see the truth. And that's why somebody is telling you that you take the book, take the truth, write it inside the book, and at the end of the day, you see somebody saying, "I'm in this kind of voluminous book to sit down and read this." Oh no! But truth is there.
Yeah. Okay. That's. I think I love how you answered this question. Yeah. So now we understand that anger has caused, or anger has made a lot of persons to do things that they later regretted. So now, can you just, for those watching these videos, can you just tell them how the practical steps on how they can manage their anger? Like, what are those things they can do to avoid showing or reacting or giving in to anger every now and then?
Yeah, the one thing with this very anger issue is something that has to do with understanding.
Okay.
It's something that you have to know the principles.
Okay.
It's something that you have to know how to manage anger and how all these things works.
Okay.
It's not magic.
Okay.
Most times people that understand these principles, it happens to people will start to say that woman, it be like say she carried juju hold the husband. But it's a lie.
Oh.
It's because the two people understand themselves very well.
Okay, that means they understand how to manage.
Yes, and all this is all about putting someone in your shoe. Your wife is not feeling comfortable. You understand that fact.
Okay.
And look for a way out. Your hobby is not feeling okay. You understand the fact and they look for a way out. I don't forget what I'm saying now.
Okay.
So in other ways, I will encourage a lot of people, try as much as possible. Try to be aware. Try to identify, try to understand, learn how to manage and make a decision whenever you are having negative emotional state or even a positive emotional state as well. I don't forget what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you can be able to follow this very modus operandi we are talking about, most times it looks like magic, but it's not magic.
Okay. So based on what we've seen in the Holy Book, we got to know that Moses in the Bible, according to what the scripture said, that he didn't make heaven because he was angry at some point. You understand? Yeah. So are you saying there are consequences to anger? Yeah,
a lot of consequences is there. And that's why we are talking about this today. That's why we are enlightening the public today. That's why we are educating the masses. Because by the time you are able to manage your emotion, you have put a lot of things off the route, but you know, knowingly or unknowingly. For instance, you are angry, you want to fight, you don't know whether this person is having a BP or what, and you feel like fighting with the person. Maybe you pick a stick on the person's head, and that is the end. So tell me where you are going to be. So definitely you are going to go to jail. You have killed someone. But if you understand about emotional intelligence, that even this thing that this person is feeling so sad about is something we can manage. If it is something I have said sorry, but I don't know what is this person's problem, you can keep quiet and calm.
Wow.
Because the person may be having other issues related to the encounter he has with you, a kind of a transfer of aggression now. But under emotional intelligence, if you are too much aware of it, you have sad elsewhere, and they have come to this very point again, and they're having another second one again.
Okay.
So it's going to complicate and compound. So, but if you're aware of emotional intelligence, you will now know how to manage it, as well as, you know, putting yourself in another person's shoe to manage the person's own emotion too. See how this thing works.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for being with us today, for taking your time to explain this anger management thing, because it has been a problem for so many persons. And yeah, on behalf of Tech Library of Empowerment Initiative, we say a very big thank you guys, and do have a wonderful day.
You too, my brother. You're welcome.